Okay, hopefully I'm back. Let me retake part of this. Phone overheated and shut down. So right here we are 24 inches out from what would be the interior wall, and at this point we're still over 8 foot high to the ceiling. So you'll have plenty of room for a base cabinet and then a ceiling cabinet if you want to put the stove, anything against the wall. You know, when you come out here to your 6 foot, right on up to where the top of the ceiling will be 11 foot on the inside. This can be changed. I mean, if you're going to make it 20 feet tall and 17, 18 foot long, you just need a longer work surface. Come out 10 feet, go up 17, 18 feet, take that flexible 3-inch board that just have these little pieces screwed to it, and design whatever kind of arch you want. Whether you want a real tall vertical arch with plenty of headroom. The one on the off-grid build is 16 feet wide, but it's 18 foot tall. And all I did was lay out the half distance, the vertical distance I wanted, and made that bowed arch fit what I wanted it to fit. Okay, before this phone overheats, what I've done, I've taken regular old carpenter pencil, marked the outside lines, marked around everything, drew a line all the way around this bow. And what we're going to lay out now is the boards that everything sits on. Let's go back over to my display board that I'm rebuilding. And basically, all the blocks in between here are 12 inches and then about a 12-inch hole. If it's got some oddball distance, you can shorten it up. But then as you see at the top, it's got a longer block that is then cut on an angle. Let me show you how we determine this. Once again, here's your 6 foot. It comes up here. Here's your 12 foot right here. When we get done, we'll take a pencil and that right there is how all of them are going to be cut off. That'll be the angle to the middle of where the ridge is going to be in these joists. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble this thing. I'm going to show you how we lay out the blocks underneath. Because this thing here will actually have to sit on a block. These actually have to be raised up. We're going to take this thing apart and I'll come back and show it to you. Well, we're back. Hopefully the camera's cooled down enough. And as you can see, I'll show you how I've done it. I've got these blocks laid out all the way to the arch. This is the actual bend of the arch. I've got a block right here, down below. That raises this 2x4 is what will be part of the arch. So what we did, we came up from here 2 foot to here. And this block is screwed down, permanent to the bench. And then what we'll do is we'll put this block down right on top of it, screw it down. When you make these blocks here, because this is 3.5 inches wide, it needs to be a little bit wider. You'll see when we go to take the arch off. If they were all the same width, it'd be a battle to get it up. Same thing, we came up 24 inches to here, and then this 12-inch block will sit right in here and have about 12 inches of space all the way up. We'll screw them down. I've got these screwed down all the way up to where the point is. So let me get these screwed down and we'll get the glue and I'll show you how to lay this stuff out. Okay, the blocks that we have added down here below this block, like I said, this will become part of the arch, is basically this right here. I'm going to mock up a little wall to show you. And basically, the block needs to be 1.5 inches here. And then on this side, when we put the OSB on this side over here, it has to be 3/4 inch up to center it, because the back side here is 4.5 inches wide and the front pieces are 3 inches. But basically what you're building is kind of like that I-beam right there. If I can quite get it with the lens, but you basically got 3/4 inch on both sides here. And on this side here, you got 1.5 inches on either side, because you got 4.5 inches Minus 1.5 inches is 3 inches, so you got 1.5 inches on either side. This one here, you got a 3-inch piece, 1.5 inches here. So then that gives you 3/4 of an inch. And I'll show you why we do this when we get ready to put this mock wall up. But right now I gotta go find a glue gun. We're gonna glue up this thing here before it starts raining on us. Let me get going. Well, here we are again. We're ready to put the outside on. This is what we normally use to glue everything. And it's just standard subfloor glue. We're gonna have to make a little bit of changes for this video because my big subfloor glue gun is up in the mountains. So we're just gonna use regular caulk right now to simulate it. But what you wanna do on the first one, just put some adhesive right on the boards where it's gonna be stuck to. We'll do that and bring you back. Well, let's see where the picture is here. Right there. We got some simulated glue stuck on all of them. And we're gonna nail them things up and I'll come back and show you how it goes. Here it is. We've got this first board nailed down. Try to break everything here on the center of the boards that'll become part of the arch. This one goes down here, here to here. And of course right here is the cut line, so we got plenty past the cut line. But I wanted to show you how we glue it. When you glue between the two, we're taking this glue in a serpentine pattern. I was always told that if you went round and round in circles, you trapped air. When this thing squeezes together, it'll let this glue squeeze out here and here, and it won't have an air pocket to trap anything. So we're going to nail this on. I'll nail up the 3, and I'll show you what we do next. Well, I wanted to show you. We use like 2.5, 3-inch. These are called galvanized ring shank nails. Harder to pull out, but this is what we're using to nail it. We just want to nail about every 6-8 inches, about 1 or 2 in either one of them blocks. But what I wanted to show you before it dried right here was this little bit of glue right here that squirted out. And when we get done, it's kind of hard to see it, but it's just starting to squeeze out from all the boards. When you got that done, when it starts coming out like that, you know you've got enough in the wood, but not too much. Well, let me get this third one in, and I'll show you how we screw in between it to hold everything up. Well, here it is. Now, from the inside, we like to use, I'll put down here, these are nothing but 1.25 inch sheetrock screws is all they are. Like put 3 here and 3 down the bottom. They don't go through this way. Nothing's in your way. When you grab it, they're not there. And if you do this right, when you have put the right amount of glue down, like I said, that screw right there, you got that little bit of glue comes up. This one comes up. That one right there's got a little bit of glue coming out. And we'll put 6 of them screws in the holes in between every one of them blocks. And then we'll start the same thing. We'll come down here, put a bead of glue, and lay 2 layers of the 3-inch material on the inside. Now this will have to be jacked up off the floor because the other side's made for that 4.5 inch wood. You need 3/4 inch material sitting here to set that board on to keep it up to the right height. Let me do that and I'll bring you back. Well, here it is. It's done. Now, we've got the 3 on the back, 2 on the front, the boards. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go around here, put the drill in the right direction. And these are the ones that we screw these blocks to the one on the table. We're going to take all them up and I'll show you taking this thing apart. Well, here it is. We've got all the screws out of the blocks and the whole thing. And all you need to do now, pick it up and move it. That's it. That's as complicated as it is. Like I said, right here was your line. I don't like to cut these things. I like to wait till I get them on the job, and just in case it's a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, I still have the room for it. Storing them wise, you need 2 sawhorses, one about here, one down there somewhere. I'll maybe show it hanging over the thing. But that's it. Well, like I said, right there's the blocks. Right there's the pattern for the next one. So you lay your long one here, and then you start screwing down your short blocks. I have it from the front right here, this corner, back to here, and lay them back down. Start all over. Depending on how long you want them, every 2 foot centers. The one I built is 28 feet wide and 42 feet long. Still, we're 24-inch centers. I've never gone to 16-inch centers. But like I said, once they get above 20 foot wide, you want to go to 4 layers on the back side, 3 on the inside. Put all your little drywall screws in, pull it all tight, get this little bit of glue squirting out on all the layers, and that's it. I sure hope nobody's really disappointed that it wasn't rocket science to figure out how to bend or make these things, but worst thing is just set your pattern out, set them bottom boards down, and just keep screwing the blocks. Like I said, the blocks in between are 1 foot long and about 1 foot space in between it. If you get up to the top and you got a 6-inch hole where you can go back and move all the blocks down a little bit, there's no real big science to it. Don't want more than 50% of the, no more than 100% of the distance, so a 12-inch block is a 12-inch hole. You start putting blocks in longer than 12 inches to make your arch, you lose the bend of it. So it's better to have a bunch of them. Like I said, most of them are built with 2x4s. We have gone all the way to a 2x10. And I've got a little wall mocked up to show you why I've gone to 4.5 inches on the outside piece and 3 inches on the inside. I'm going to show you how the wire goes in and how that thermoply goes up, and I'll let you see that.